Hey guys, it is I, Asia Davis. I'm just coming up here just to kind of talk about a series that I'm thinking I'm going to start on my channel called The Informed North Carolinian. And up there, we are going to be talking about, I'm sorry, that's Ava. She's, I'm in bed still, mom life. Gotta get it where you live. But anyway, so I don't know if a lot of parents, educators, know about this. If you are, awesome, because y'all just on it as far as North Carolina news. But there's currently a state of emergency for the education system where Roy Cooper is asking us, the citizens, to contact our legislative office and legislators to say that we are against this new bill coming out, which is basically a bill which is a voucher. If I'm not mistaken, I'm probably gonna do a more detailed video about it and break it down and show you guys the actual document. But there is actually a school voucher that they will be giving out to anybody in North Carolina who makes under $111,000. So what this voucher is going to do is, if you, for example, are a parent and, well, it's going to go to parent, guardian, etc., right? And you have a child and maybe you don't agree with the school that they're going to, or you prefer them to go to a different school, specifically a private sector, they will give you a certain amount of money, about $7,000 per child, to attend this said private school. Now you can, I know that depending on how close you are to that, the ceiling of the amount, which is $111,000, if you are up there to that amount, I think they'll pay for half, I think up to half of your child's voucher to go to a private school. And if you have, say for example, if you're like below $50,000, I believe, then they'll pay for the whole thing. So this is a big thing, especially for parents, because a lot of times parents, they pull their children out of school because they feel like, there's just different types of variables. Like maybe the child's just not doing well. It could be, the child is, maybe they're not seeing eye to eye with the school for whatever reason. But whatever the case is, this is basically a big legislation for a lot of parents. And I feel like they're low key. I'm not saying, I think demonizing is a little bit extreme, but I feel like they're misinforming the public about what this voucher really is and how much this is definitely going to bring help to those school systems that are broken. Because we always talk about how kids can't like leave the county they're in, they got to stay where they live, or even when we're talking about the different zones that each school serves, and sometimes they be like doing weird stuff with the zones where even though kids are right down the street from that school, they'll make them go to a different school, like way somewhere else, right? So it's just different types of factors that weigh in, and it gives you I feel like it's gonna definitely give us educators more gusto to do what we need to do in these classrooms, and not just kind of meander by and just let these kids just fall through the cracks. So I think it's definitely going to put a little bit of fire behind some of our school systems that are the schools in our school system that are not doing what they're supposed to do fully, and they're not fully servicing the kids like they're supposed to. And we know that this is the case because we are maybe in the 20s, I believe, ranked in the 20s, like I think it's the late 20s. As far as, if you look at the 50 states, they kind of have us all stacked. So they got Dodea is number 1. They got, I think Florida's like number 3. And like we're like at number like 26, 27, something like that. I'll have to look up that data too. So I'm gonna actually make a more informed video with all that data, so I can actually be, not just talking from the top of my head. But yeah, join me in the conversation about this voucher. And it's very interesting because guess what? Homeschooling is not only the option anymore for your child if this goes through. Also, if you don't agree with what the school system is teaching, you can have your child go to private school, right? And we all know private schools, but be informed about the private school too, because not all private schools are good schools. But if you look at their graduation rate, maybe at that school, if you look at different types of statistic things about that school, you have to do your due diligence. So I would say I also want to do one on how you can search for a school to make sure that this is what you want for your child. So I know I'm looking like a hot mess, but that's just like a cool thing that I'm really going to bring. I'm really going to do my research on it. I think it's a really cool idea. And honestly, if people are more informed about it, they can make better choices for them and their family. And it's not all about what the government wants for your child. It's all about what you want, which is what I love about this. Even though I'm an educator myself, I'm also all for school choice, for actually choosing where I want my child to go, whether I want my child to be homeschooled, whether I want my child to go to private school, whether I want my child to go to public school. But guess what, guys, if the public schools are doing what they're supposed to do, you're not going to want to move your child anyway. So they're saying the main thing is the schools are going to lose money. But if the public schools are doing what they're supposed to do, they don't have to worry about losing money, because they're like, hey, your child is performing at top level at this school, so why would you want to leave, right? The only people that actually want to move schools is for a value issue, right? Because they feel like the child is not being serviced there, and that the child is doing worse at the school than better, right? And most likely it might be even just like a travel. It's just so many different ideas. So I really want to hear and bounce off these ideas with you, other parents, and with other educators, and just seeing, am I crazy about this? And then I'm actually going to do an informed, probably like a Facebook Live or YouTube or whatever. And so we can kind of have this conversation and just kind of see where it goes from there. So yeah, so I know, like, a little hot mess, but I just wanted to kind of put my thoughts down. Let me know what you think. And look up the bill. Go to Roy Cooper education legislation. It's gonna pop right up. It's gonna look like a whole like crisis. It's crazy, but I feel like it's not a very informed thing. I feel like he's making, I'm not gonna say like what I think he's trying to do, but I'm sure there's like on both sides they have some good points. So let's just kind of bring those points out and see which one is best for you and your family. All right. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.